Did you find something incomprehensible on the internet? Don't worry, I'll tell you what it is and why it's needed. What is this strangely shaped hole in my car's cup holder for? Answer: my old car had slots for coins in the center console armrest bin. There were 3 rows, sized one for quarters, one for nickels, and one for dimes. Pretty nifty, and had I used coin toll roads, then it would have been very useful. Usually just kept the quarter row stocked for trips to Aldi. Saw this on the side of the plane as we were boarding. What is it? Answer: that's a static port panel, and it's super important for the aircraft's flight instruments. Those tiny holes labeled Captain and First Officer are part of the pitot-static system, which provides critical data like altitude, vertical speed, and contributes to airspeed readings. Each side feeds the instruments for either the captain or first officer, giving redundancy in case one system fails. The reason it says "do not plug or deform holes" is because any obstruction, even a tiny bit of dirt, tape, or paint, can screw up the readings. There have been fatal accidents, like Aeroperu Flight 603, caused by static ports being accidentally covered during maintenance. The black outline just marks the area that needs to be kept clean and smooth. When the plane is being cleaned or stored, ground crews will sometimes tape over these with bright red "remove before flight" covers, but leaving that tape on by accident can be catastrophic. So yeah, might look like a boring panel, but those little holes are part of the reason your instruments don't lie to the pilots. Found this in the barracks. It charges up air pressure, which can be shot out in a strong blast of air, with a suction cup on the end for some reason. WTH is this for? In the photo is a pneumatic sewer cleaner, popularly known as the air blaster or air plunger. It accumulates air pressure using a hand pump, and then releases it with a sharp blow through a flat suction cup at the end. The suction cup fits tightly to the drain, and when activated, a powerful pulse of air penetrates the blockage in the pipe. This tool is effective in cases where a conventional plunger is powerless, for example, with deep or dense blockages in toilets and sinks. It is safer than chemicals and faster than pipe disassembly. It's simple. I pumped it up, put it against the drain, pressed it, and the blockage was broken. Found in inside drainage pipe near French Broad River. Paper inside is blank. What is it? The photo shows an object that looks like a drainage or pipe plug with a decorative or biological insert. The base is made of metal or composite. The upper part resembles a nut or a cone, possibly a camouflaged natural element, attached intentionally. It can be part of a hidden geocache, a hiding place used in a geocaching game, or a field marking/sensor element installed in the pipe or along the riverbed. The fact that there is a blank sheet of paper inside suggests that the object was most likely used to transmit information or as a logbook. Such things are often hidden in places with water so that they are invisible and protected. The style and place of discovery, drainage, proximity to the river, are indirect signs that this is part of an amateur or navigational quest. What's this metal cylinder my fiancé keeps in our bedroom? The photo shows a metal object shaped like a hemisphere or a deep bowl, with serial markings on the bottom and the possible designation NVD. This marking indicates that it is a military or aerospace component, most likely part of an engineering layout, shell, or balancing cargo. Judging by the material and the precise machining, it could be a balancing cargo from aviation equipment, for example, a gyro stabilizer, a centering element. Then ammunition model or shell of a mortar/projectile without internals, an inert body for training or demonstrations. Or even part of an artillery or aircraft container, demilitarized and left as a souvenir. If it ends up in the bedroom, it may be a trophy, a collector's item, or just an unusual heavy holder or press. Such things often end up in private hands through army depots, military bazaars, or decommissioning of equipment. What keeps appearing on the counter of my Airbnb? The photo shows a granite or marble countertop covered with a multitude of tiny whitish grains, similar to sesame seeds. However, this is most likely not food. Such particles are a characteristic feature of insect larvae, most often Lepidoptera, for example moths, or small cockroaches/spiders, which lay eggs in protected areas, including crevices near the baseboard. If they regularly appear on the same surface, especially near a wall or in corners, it is almost certain laid eggs of pests, or pulverized remnants of chitinous shells after hatching. Sometimes visually, such eggs resemble sesame seeds or cereals, but under a microscope you can see that they are capsules with a translucent shell. If you live in an Airbnb, 1. Take a picture and inform the owner. 2. Avoid cooking food on the surface until it is completely disinfected. 3. Check dark, damp and warm places, especially under the sink or behind furniture. The source is most likely there. Found in public laundry room. Tightly coiled metal loops thing. It is a flexible retainer for cleaning the drainage pipes of washing machines or sinks, known as a mini serpentine or drain zipper. Its spiral metal construction allows it to penetrate into the narrow bends of the drain pipe and remove blockages, hair, threads, lint, and other household pollutants. Both ends are usually bent or have handles for easy grip. Such tools are often left in laundries because they are easy to use, inexpensive, and effectively solve common blockage problems without calling a plumber. Device on the wall of our cruise ship stateroom. What does it mean? Answer. The photo shows an emergency battery-powered LED lamp built into the wall of the cruise liner cabin. Its task is to provide minimal lighting in case of a main power failure. The LEDs inside the transparent panel are turned on manually by the switch on/off, and the indicators on the left show the presence of battery power (BAT) and main network (PWR). This device is especially important on ships. In the event of an accident or sudden loss of electricity, it allows passengers to navigate in a dark room and safely leave it. Simple design, autonomous power supply and bright light make it a reliable element of the water safety system. A small wooden box with a shell lid on the cutouts, including a small hollow peg at the end. What could it be? Answer. The photographs show a traditional snuff box or tube for storing snuff, probably of African or Indian origin, carved from dark wood. Such an object is often used to store and dispense powdered tobacco, which is sniffed through the nose. The cone-shaped object is a measuring spoon or dispenser that is inserted into a recess in the box. Sometimes such spoons are also used as an improvised funnel. Inside the box, 2 recesses are visible, one for storing tobacco, the other can be used to press and select the mixture on the dispenser. The surface is decorated with fine inlay or engraving along the edge, which indicates the handmade and cultural value of the object. Such artifacts were often inherited, used as personal snuff boxes, and served not only as a utilitarian, but also as a status item. Partner put this up today in our app. Is he following me? Answer. The image shows a hidden miniature surveillance camera disguised as a regular power supply or adapter. This type of device is often used for unobtrusive indoor photography. The camera is built into a case that looks like part of a charger, but it can actually perform charging functions, which makes it less suspicious. The lens is located at the end. In the upper part there is a small hole that looks like a screw, but in fact it is a lens. These devices can record video to a memory card or stream it in real time over Wi-Fi. They are usually used for home surveillance, covert monitoring, or as an elementary security system. Plugging into an outlet makes it inconspicuous and self-contained. It doesn't require batteries or frequent recharging. If your partner has not explained the purpose, it is worth clarifying, as such devices may raise privacy issues. A box with a knife in my son's room. Is it valuable? Answer. The photo shows a decorative knife in a curved design, stored in a wooden box with velvet upholstery. The object itself is made of metal, has an intricate shape and a perforated blade with an ornament resembling a logo or symbol. This is not a combat knife, but rather a ceremonial or collectible dagger, probably stylized as a cultural or fantasy artifact. Judging by the curved shape of the blade and the decorative approach, the knife may be inspired by a Middle Eastern tradition, for example Jambia, or fantastic motifs from video games, movies or anime, perhaps Destiny, Assassin's Creed or similar. It is not an antique in itself, but it may be of interest to pop culture collectors, cosplayers, or fans of a particular franchise. The estimated cost will depend on the origin. If it's a rare licensed merch, the price can range from $50 to $200. If it's an ordinary replica, it's most likely a souvenir item with a price of up to $30. In any case, the thing is clearly made not as a weapon, but as an aesthetic object. If you're interested in the exact origin, I can help you find it by the symbol on the hilt. Just tell me. Found this in my husband's jacket pocket, but it's not what we thought? Answer. In the photo is a USB adapter for wireless connection. Judging by the miniature size and the stylized S logo, sometimes found in manufacturers like Sabrent or older models from Sound Blaster. This is most likely one of the following options. 1. Bluetooth adapter. Adds Bluetooth support to a computer that does not have it. It connects via USB and allows you to connect wireless headphones, mice, keyboards, and other devices. 2. Wi-Fi adapter is a mini version of a wireless receiver that allows you to connect your computer to a Wi-Fi network, especially useful for desktop PCs without an integrated module. In terms of size and appearance, it is precisely an ultra-compact form factor that almost does not protrude from a USB port and can be permanently left in the laptop. A useful and practical device, especially if your computer is not equipped with a built-in wireless module. Working under my car dash and found this. Do they want to steal my car? Answer. The photo shows a built-in car GPS tracker with a telematics module installed under the dashboard. It is designed to remotely track the vehicle's location and collect data on movement, acceleration, braking, impacts, and routes. Devices of this type are often installed by dealers, insurance companies, or car leasing services, with the knowledge of the owner or, in some cases, without his full awareness of the purpose. The model in the photo is marked S300VB and has a serial number, indicating its industrial origin and possible connection to a centralized system. The indicators, red and green, indicate power and active data transmission. The this side down sign suggests that the device must be installed strictly in a certain orientation. This is critical for the proper operation of the built-in accelerometer and GPS antenna. If you did not install such a device yourself, its presence may mean accounting under the insurance monitoring program, dealer control for rental or loan purposes, installed by the previous owner or service for anti-theft purposes. This is not a spy device in the criminal sense, but it is quite capable of transmitting information about the movements of the car in real time. My dad just got this in the mail. Why would I do that? Answer. I'll actually think I know this one. I believe there's an algorithm on Amazon that promotes their products once you have enough verified sales. Some companies arbitrarily send these seeds to unsolicited customers and then in turn can say they have a verified delivery. Seeds are lightweight and cheap. Companies that do this have no stock in seeds and often sell unrelated products. The seeds delivery just bolsters their verified sale numbers in turn, making their real products get advertised better on Amazon. There was a big concern around 2020 when the country thought that this was going to be some multi-country agricultural warfare. But I think it boiled down. Found at a school gym, what is it for? Answer. In the photo is a pegboard climbing wall, also known as a climbing training board with pins. It is a sports equipment used in rock climbing, gymnastics, and CrossFit to develop grip, back, and arm strength. Each hole is surrounded by a metal washer to protect the wood from wear. Special wooden or metal pins are inserted into the holes, and the athlete, holding one pin in each hand, alternately rearranges them into new holes, pulling himself up and keeping his body weight only on his hands. This is a very powerful load on the forearms and back. Similar boards are often found in school gyms, climbing gyms, and military gyms. There are many exercises, from simple fixation at the top to complex dynamic lifts and board movements. My dad found this under the built-in dresser drawers. The photo shows an old laboratory or pharmacy bottle labeled Agent B for sales representatives, presumably from the 1950s and 70s. Judging by the wording and printing style on the label, this is an auxiliary substance added to a certain preparation called Panagen 42, in strictly specified dosages, 16 ounces, 8 ounces, 2 ounces. Such vials were often used in the pharmaceutical or agrochemical industries as dosing concentrates or activators that sales representatives had to manually add to the base substance, possibly a disinfectant, fungicide, or industrial agent. The instructions on the label say, "Add Agent B yourself, do not leave with the user," hints at toxicity or a confidential compound that should not have fallen into the hands of the end user. This reinforces the theory that Agent B was either a stabilizer or a reagent needed only during transportation, testing, or demonstration. It is also stated, roll and slosh for several minutes to ensure thorough mixing, is a typical indication for liquids where it is important to evenly distribute the active substance before use. The manufacturer is read on the bottom, Rinwood or GM Incorporated, which also indicates a commercial origin, not a medical one. Conclusion: this is a bottle with an outdated reagent or auxiliary chemical that was used by sales representatives to demonstrate or activate products like Panagen. By itself, it can be toxic, and therefore it is better not to open it and dispose of it as a dangerous household chemical. This pattern had been growing on my mirror for a month now, and it's tinting the mirror green. Any idea what it could be? Answer. The photo shows the side mirror of the car with an unusual pattern resembling a mixture of labyrinths and crystalline branches. These are not scratches or insect tracks. This is the result of decomposition of the polarizing or anti-reflective coating of the mirror. Under the influence of time, moisture, ultraviolet radiation, and temperature fluctuations, the thin layer applied to the glass begins to crack and peel off, forming chaotic patterns similar to neural networks or microscopic structures. A green tint is a manifestation of the destruction of an optical film in which substances with chromatic properties can be used. This is not a mold or a living organism. The problem lies in the very structure of the mirror coating. What is this? Answer. The photographs show an unusual object that looks like an organic body with dark spots or holes. This is not an animal or a part of the body. In front of you is a rare representative of the world of fungi, a multi-headed slime mold, Physarum polycephalum, or a Fuligoseptica close to it in its mature stage. These forms are popularly called dog vomit or ghost mushroom. This organism lives on dead wood, moist soil, and rotting leaves. He is not a mushroom in the usual sense, but a slimy amoeboid creature that accumulates mass and moves in search of food. When it reaches maturity, its body becomes dense, and sporangia, dark blisters or spots, appear in which spores develop. The first photo shows a fresh shape with a smooth surface and bright capsule spots. The second one shows the same organism, but in decomposition. The capsules have been opened, the body has been destroyed, and the spores have already been released into the environment. This is an absolutely harmless but spectacular natural phenomenon that often scares people with its unusual shape. I found this thing walking along a trail. WTF is this? I was scared to touch it. Water bottle for reference. Answer. You found the fruit of the Maclura pomifera tree, also known as the Osage orange or horse apple. This fruit immediately catches the eye. It resembles a brain, with a bumpy, patterned surface and a rich green color. It feels sticky, heavy, emits milky juice, and has a faint citrus scent. Despite its exotic appearance, the fruit is inedible for humans. It is too hard and bitter. However, historically it was used as a natural insect repellent. People put it in the basement and storerooms. The tree is valuable due to its very hard wood. It is used for making bows, furniture elements, and in construction. It's not a parasite, an animal, or a mutation. It's just a strange but natural fruit of a rare tree with a rich history. Heavy item with orange rubber and a fox head stamped it in. What is it and what is it from? Found in driveway. Answer. Everything was clear now. The photo shows that this item is a trailer hitch lock designed to lock the trailer hitch with a tow bar ball. It is installed on the trailer device and prevents its unauthorized disconnection or connection. Main features. The orange cylinder is the protective part of the lock into which the key is inserted, or a metal locking pin that fits into the hole of the coupling lock. The black part is the housing holding the locking mechanism. The fox symbol is the logo of the Proven Industries brand or a similar manufacturer of anti-theft locks. The last photo shows how the lock is already installed on the coupling. It locks the lock handle on the tow bar ball. This is a standard safety measure when transporting trailers, boats, campers, etc. Conclusion. You found the tow safety lock from the trailer hitch. It's not part of the simulator, but an anti-theft lock that probably fell off the trailer or was removed and forgotten. Thank you for watching. Write in the comments what subjects are not clear to you and I will be happy to sort them out. Put likes and subscribe to the channel.